Welcome to Formula One 2019. Here we are for the Co-op Career Road race number 14 of 21. Heading into the final race of the second third of the season. Marco's a little mad right now, and he's trying to voice his displeasure to the space shuttle right now because he got a 5-place grid penalty for ramming into Mount.
That's how you show your displeasure? I think see someone get mad and start going. Magnus is coming for you.
So Carlos Sainz is the first guy out right now. Several drivers on outlaps. Carlos Sainz, Robert Kubica, Tyler Markle, Alexander Albon, Kevin Magnussen, Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, and Malenko on outlaps. And apparently that's funny.
God damn it.
Tempers were flaring in practice between the Renault teammates. Marco decided to destroy his front wing on the behalf of Malenko's right rear tire, and in the final corner, making him avoid pit lane. And they both spun on the front stretch. Max Verstappen was there. It was not fun. Marco got a 5-place grid penalty, so no matter where Marco starts, no matter where Marco's time puts him on the board, he will start 5 lower. Unless he qualifies in the bottom 5. He won't.
Let's hope to do that.
Then he was doomed anyway.
Yeah. So Carlos Sainz on the timed lap now, 15:50 remaining in the session. Along with him, Lando Norris on an outlap as well now.
Alright, let's see how this lap will
Hamilton is
go.
on an outlap.
Well, at least at this track, no auto spin curves, I think.
Antonio Giovinazzi.
No, there definitely is
there's
one.
a few. There's a few. You're just lucky if you don't find them. You know the right-hander right after pit road entry?
Yeah.
Or pit road exit?
Yeah.
That one.
I don't get anywhere near the curb there.
Well, if you do. Valtteri Bottas is on an outlap. Carlos Sainz now working his way into the final sector now, heading down to the hotel section. There's a Red Bull pulling up behind him. That, I guess, would be Pierre Gasly, since Max Verstappen is still in the pit lane. So it'll be Sainz, then Gasly, setting timed laps.
I think I fucked up that chicane though. That last one I just went through.
Sainz heading into turn 19 and 20, maybe turn 21. Onto the French stretch. Carlos Sainz comes to the start-finish line, a 1:37.121. Pierre Gasly tops that, a 1:36.154. Kubica goes third quickest. Waiting for the next guy to come around. I believe the next one will be Malenko. Nope. That'll be Kevin Magnussen going second quickest. Then I believe as Renault is coming off the final corner. I believe he's starting a time lap. That's Markle. So now Malenko comes into the final corner. Markle actually, he goes second quickest. Never mind. Malenko goes second quickest. Leclerc third quickest. Albon 7th quickest.
I'm not used to this
drivers
track.
to take times. Waiting on Giovinazzi and Bottas, and Hamilton goes top of the chart, a 1:35.776 for Lewis
And
Hamilton.
I'm starting 10th right now.
Lando Norris goes 7th quickest.
Kimmy. First you take my number, and now you
And
have to hit
Kimi
me in the back.
Räikkönen for the 5-place grid penalty, hitting the Renault of Malenko.
I'm just parked off the racetrack, and he comes over and hits me.
So 10 drivers have taken times now. We're waiting on Giovinazzi and Valtteri Bottas. And then on outlaps, we have Vettel and Raikkonen and Perez and Stroll and Max Verstappen. Giovinazzi and Bottas will come nose to tail to the start-finish straight. So Giovinazzi coming through the final set of corners. Giovinazzi goes 11th quickest. Valtteri goes 7th quickest for Valtteri. Bottas. Next we'll get a time out of Lance Stroll, and everybody else is on an out lap. Following Lance Stroll, Vettel, Raikkonen, Grosjean, Perez, Kvyat, Verstappen, and Russell on out laps.
DHL. Rolex.
So Stroll, then Perez, Raikkonen, and Verstappen in that order should be coming to the start-finish line following Lance Stroll, then Vettel. Then George Russell. Here comes Lance Stroll to the final set of corners. Lance Stroll to the final corner to the start-finish line. Lance Stroll goes 13th quickest. That is last. Max Verstappen, then Romain Grosjean following that. So I believe Sergio Perez will be the first one to come around, and by the time actually Kimi Raikkonen will be. So it looks like Spoob is interested in the 24-hour race. Kimi Raikkonen goes 14th quickest by the way, so that is last. Following that, we should have a timeout of Sergio Perez. The final corners goes Sergio Perez. I believe Perez goes 11th quickest. Pierre Gasly second quickest. I don't know. I believe that is a time that Vettel goes 5th quickest. Next we'll get Kvyat. No, George Russell coming to the start-finish line. Then Kvyat, then Grosjean. So George Russell to the start-finish line. Russell goes 11th quickest. Daniel Kvyat. Daniel Kvyat goes 9th quickest for Kvyat. Next, and finally, Romain Grosjean through the final set of corners. Into the final corner goes Romain Grosjean. And Grosjean goes 10th quickest. So that is everybody's first set of times on the board now. Markle coming onto the front stretch to set a timed lap here. This circuit is 21 laps. Let's go on a hot lap with Markle here to turn 1, 7th gear, all the way down to 4th gear on the exit. Up the gears we go again, through turn 2, through the right-hander turn 3, holding 7th gear, through 4, on the way down to turn 5. This starts the chicane here, 5, then 6th and 3rd gear. 2nd gear, onto the short chute, catching teammate Malenko on the inside there, through turn 7, down the long straightaway. This is a DRS straight, grabs DRS there, 7th gear, full song, 8th gear. On his way down to turn 8, that's the chicane. Braking at about the 100-meter board into turn number 8, and turn 9 is the right-hander. 3rd, then 4th gear under the bridge, turn 10, DRS there. Up the gears we go, full song once again. 8th gear now, heading his way down to turn number 11. The quick left, right, left here, chicane, down to 2nd gear through 11, 3rd gear through 12, and fourth gear in the exit of 13 on his way down to turn 14. Another left-hander down to third. Back up to fourth and up the gears we go once again. To the right-hander, turn 15. Another right-hander, turn 16, heading into the hotel section. The right-hander, turn 17. Fourth gear through turn 18, down to third, on his way to turn 19, back to fourth. Out of turn 19, down to short chute to turn number 20, the right-hander down to fifth gear. And into the final corner, up to sixth, down to fifth, down to fourth. Out of the final corner, full song, here we go. Marco goes top of the charts, a 1:35.463, but that's not where he will start. Now Malenko approaching the hotel section. He's getting ready for a full-time lap now. Heading through turn 19. What were the Ferrari numbers, if you remember, Malenko? The last Ferrari?
Charles the 16.
Marco. 24-hour race.
Oh. I said 516 also. I thought you were talking about them also. I was like 516. But it's 68, 51, 71.
68?
68.
Alright. Who wants that?
What's that?
Spooky.
Scoob.
Oh, it's Spoob Racing 24.
By the way, I told my mom I had the race, but no guarantee I won't get bothered during it.
It's okay. Try your best.
My thing is, if I'm in the middle of a stint, do I really want to go?
You could just say, give me a lap, get the pit lane, and then you're just off sequence
Or
now.
give me the rest of the stint.
I mean, you could try that. I don't know how that'll fare.
I would try that. I don't know how it's gonna work with the pain. But,
Malenko
you know,
all over the course, but all he needs to get is second fastest for the moment, because he knows his teammate will not start a pole. He just needs to beat Lewis Hamilton. He does not need the fastest. He just needs faster than Hamilton here through the final corner. It's been a all over the place lap, very distracted. Right now, fourth quickest. Needs a clean lap, and he'll try to head back to the pits and get one before too long.
I'm only 3/10 by damn. Final sector, 1/10 slower there. Yep, it's sector 2 killing me.
However, Malenko is trying to hightail it to pit lane, or is trying to keep the tires cool and go once more. He can get back to pit lane and get out of there with 2 minutes remaining in the session. He'll have to fly around with no ERS and then get a fast lap with ERS. It's going to be tough, but it's possible. Sainz and Gasly on outlaps now. Magnussen and Kubica on timed laps. Pierre Gasly on an outlap, and Alexander Albon on an outlap as well. So Magnussen, then Kubica will be the next drivers on the second round of lap times. then Sainz. Malenko into the pit lane. Will he try to go once more? All he needs is second quickest on the charts. At least ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Magnussen goes, does not improve. Next, Robert Kubica sat 17th quickest at the moment. Kubica, then Sainz, then Gasly. Albon, Bottas, Norris on an outlap. So Kubica to the start-finish line. He goes 15th quickest, a 137, 185 for Kubica. Next, Pierre Gasly. No, Carlos Sainz. And a lot of drivers on outlaps now. Markle and Hamilton, Leclerc, Vettel, Bottas, Kvyat, Grosjean, Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Perez, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Raikkonen on outlaps. Sainz, Gasly, and Albon will be the next drivers all the way around, and then Bottas. And then it's going to be a mass influx of lap times now. Malenko still not on an outlap. He's not coming around. He's holding his fourth at the moment, fourth quickest time. It'll be the third time at the moment. Times are about to get spicy here. Here we go. Tyler Marko coming around to start a final time lap. Carlos Sainz to the start-finish line now. Sainz goes 7th quickest. Next, after Sainz, Pierre Gasly heading through turn 19 now. Goes Pierre Gasly into the final corner. Gasly trying to go for pole. All he needs to do is beat Lewis Hamilton. He goes faster, but does not improve position-wise. Third still for Gasly. Albon out there right now. Kubica heading back to the pit lane. Norris is on a time lap. Bottas out there. Alexander Albon heading to the final corners. Right now, sat 17th. Teammate sat 10th. Albon to the start finish line. He goes 13th quickest for Alexander Albon. Valtteri Bottas goes 6th quickest. Tyler Marko on a fast lap, and this is all it's going to be coming into the hotel section now. It either goes or it doesn't. He's trying to at least start 5th and make that gap bigger. Right now, Hamilton, he's 76 1/1000ths in the green. Getting slipstream of Giovinazzi has the DRS, following Giovinazzi into sector. Now he's going to be held up by Giovinazzi. Marko with the fastest lap once again. Hamilton qualifies second, but will start on the pole for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton. So Tyler Markle right now has the fastest lap, and Hamilton by 12 1/1000th of a second has the second fastest time, but that's pole for Hamilton. Vettel second, Leclerc third, Gasly fourth, Malenko fifth. So Tyler Markle, Kimi Räikkönen with 5 place grid penalties heading into tomorrow's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix number 14 on the season. Here we go. Here at the Yas Marina circuit, it's a long one. The lap count, it varies. I believe it's somewhere in the 40s, so we're getting about somewhere in the 20s for laps. 28 laps. It is actually a 54 lap Grand Prix, or 53. These drivers are about to head on the all-important 56 laps. Yeah, 28 laps. Said it's 50. That is right. It's a 56 lap Grand Prix. So before we go on these 28 laps, we embark on the all-important formation lap, led by none other than the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, and alongside of him, right where he should have been for the past 5 or 6 weeks, the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. In row 2, the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc starts third, and alongside of him, the Red Bull of Pierre Gasly starts fourth. Row 5, the Renault of Malenko starts fifth, and alongside of him, the Renault of Markel starts sixth. Row 4, the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas starts seventh, and alongside of him, the Racing Point of Sergio Perez starts eighth. In row 5, the McLaren of Carlos Sainz starts 9th, and the Haas of Kevin Magnussen starts 10th. Row number 6, the Red Bull of Max Verstappen starts 11th, and alongside of him, the Toro Rosso of Daniel Kvyat starts 12th. Row 7, the Haas of Romain Grosjean starts 13th, and the Toro Rosso of Alexander Albon starts 14th. In row 8, the McLaren of Lando Norris starts 15th, and the Williams of George Russell starts 16th. Row number 9, the Racing Point of Lance Stroll starts 17th, and the Williams of Robert Kubica starts 18th. And in row 10, it's an all Alfa Romeo back row. Kimi Räikkönen starts 19th, Antonio Giovinazzi starts 20th. So, our Renault drivers, they're a little early to the party on the grid. they're gridded up. Let's see if we get a word with Malenko. Malenko, gridded up early here. You'll see Hamilton on your left sometime later today. Do you think you can get to Hamilton? You're starting P5 right now. Hamilton on the pole. Do you think you can get to him and at least gain 7 points at the
can race? I need to. I don't.
Alright, so there goes Hamilton by. Vettel gridding up second, Leclerc third, and the drivers will grid up. Amazing views right here. So here we go, the 20 drivers, they're gridded up, and we're ready to go. You know what that means? It's time to bring the action. Waiting on the lights. There's 5 of them. It's 5 red lights, and it's a lights out. And away we go. Hamilton with a great start. Vettel trying to get up behind Hamilton now, trying to clear 3 wide for fourth. It's the Renaults splitting Pierre Gasly, and around goes Gasly in the back. Huge stack of back there, 4 and 5 wide. Marco trying to hold on to the car right now in 5th. Malenko to 4th. Helping spin Pierre Gasly with his Renault team. It really helped him. Gasly back to 10th. Malenko set the sights on Ferrari duo Leclerc in 3rd. Vettel 2nd. But still all tailing Lewis Hamilton through the first sector of the lap. Kevin Magnussen up 2 from where he started, and Sainz right now sat 9th. There's a lot of overtaking here. Gasly, and it's a traffic jam down the back straightaway. Gasly trying to find a way around Kvyat. Verstappen goes around the outside of Gasly. Verstappen trying to get 2 for 1 special here, trying to get around Kvyat. Side by side onto the second straight. Verstappen trying to clear Kvyat. Gasly diving to the inside, dives back to the outside, slipstreaming Verstappen. This is all going on for 10th. Verstappen clears Kvyat. Kvyat trying to clear Gasly. He does so. Malenko has gone around Charles Leclerc. Malenko sets his sights on Vettel and Hamilton. Multiple world championships sat right in front of him. He needs to get one and needs to win in order to try to get one. And Marco goes around, trying to hold on to the car there in 5th. Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap for 1:41.828 for Lewis Hamilton. Marco right now trying to hold on to 5th from Valtteri Bottas. At this point, if Marco can't capitalize, he's going to need Hamilton to have some DNFs if he's going to get into this championship battle. Malenko now setting his sights on Sebastian Vettel. Still within DRS range of Vettel now, but he's got to stay there for one more lap. Malenko quickly falling out of DRS range of Vettel, but Vettel trying to stay within range of Hamilton, and if they can start battling, Malenko can re-enter the battle for the race lead with even more of an advantage now. Malenko trying to get back within 1 second of Sebastian Vettel. Vettel definitely within 1 second of Hamilton at the moment. It's all going to depend next time around by DRS detection following the chicane of turn 5 and 6. Right after turn 6 is DRS detection. Vettel just falling outside 1 second of Lewis Hamilton. Malenko just inside 1 second of Sebastian Vettel. And Lewis Hamilton with the fastest lap. Malenko an even faster lap, a 1:40.141. DRS is enabled. That's the call from race control now. Malenko setting his sights on Vettel now, trying to stay within 1 second by DRS detection. Vettel 1.2 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton. He will not be close enough to Hamilton for DRS detection. Now Malenko grabs DRS detection on Vettel. Here we go onto the backstretch. Malenko will have DRS on the Ferrari. Let's go. The back wing open on the Renault, slipstreaming the Ferrari all the way down the backstretch. He's looking just to close the gap here. He gets one more straight this time. Trying to close the gap. He does down to 3/10 behind Vettel now. Hard power on the exit, losing a little bit of time on the exit. The back wing open once again. Slipstreaming Vettel. Here we go. Gasly, Kvyat, they're going toe to toe for 11th. Malenko diving to the inside of Vettel, takes out a pylon and a half, and looking to take out, and around he goes. He making heavy contact with Vettel. Being really aggressive on lap 3 of the Grand Prix, making heavy contact with Kvyat. The aggression ran high in that Renault, and now back to the 10th position. He's got his work cut out for him if he wants to win this Grand Prix. Marco right now trying to keep the car under him, setting his sights on Charles Leclerc. Leclerc just over 1 second back of Sebastian Vettel. Vettel 3 seconds even back of Lewis Hamilton. Marco right now working methodically, looking for his way around Leclerc, and he's going to have his chance with DRS now. Apexing turn 7, just right onto the backstretch. He's right behind the Ferrari, and Bottas is going to have slipstream on Marco as well. This is going to get interesting. Marco with the slipstream and the back wing open. Leclerc defense. Marco looks to the outside. No challenge for Marco, side by side with Leclerc into turn 9. Leclerc outduels Marco there. For turn 8 through turn 10, Marco trying to stay with Leclerc, has the back wing open and goes once again at Leclerc. Diving to the inside of Leclerc, now trying not to replicate what his teammate did. Diving to the inside of Leclerc, he clears Leclerc, up to 3rd for Marco. So now Marco has his sights set on Sebastian Vettel, but he's got to close 3 seconds on Sebastian in order to have any chance at overtaking him. Vettel has now closed the gap to 2.96 seconds behind Hamilton. He's been closing throughout the lap, but Hamilton gains there on the exit. Through the tight technical section, the Ferrari has the Mercedes beat, but Mercedes has Ferrari on speed. Down the straightaways we go. Vettel back over 3 seconds behind Hamilton. Leclerc looking to get back at the Renault, but also just try to fend off Valtteri Bottas. Malenko right now sat 10th, doesn't have any challenge right now for Max Verstappen, and Kevin Magnussen going toe-to-toe for 8th. Though how slowly they took that corner, Malenko may now have a challenge. Not this time, but maybe next time around. Verstappen got DRS on Magnussen and clears Magnussen. Sainz going to the outside of Perez. That's for 6th. Side by side through 8 and 9. Sainz with the preferred line. Perez fighting back hard. Perez has the DRS. They're still side by side. Perez clears Sainz. Marco right now has not been able to pull away from Charles Leclerc. Now looking to defend against Charles Leclerc. Not been able to close the gap between himself and Vettel. Gasly, Kvyat, they're going hard for 11th. Gasly on the outside of Kvyat now. Kvyat clears Gasly. Heading into the hotel section. A caution in sector 3. That's Marco going around. He was on the podium. Front wing damage for that Renault. To the pit lane he goes now. From the softs, he fits the softs. That's not it. He fits. Yeah, he does fit the softs. So he'll go softs to softs and then most likely to the mediums later in the race. Hamilton has a 3 3/4 of a second lead over Sebastian Vettel. 7 seconds over Charles Leclerc right now under attack from Valtteri Bottas. To the outside goes Bottas. Sainz to 5th on Perez. They're going toe-to-toe. Bottas and Leclerc going toe-to-toe. Leclerc fighting back on the left side. Leclerc has the DRS. Now pulls back behind Bottas for the slipstream. Looking to the outside of Bottas now into the chicane. Side by side once again. Leclerc fighting back hard, trying to clear Bottas. Still side by side. 3 wide for 5th. Verstappen, Perez, and Sainz. They're going at it for 5th. Leclerc trying to fend up Bottas. Bottas up to 3rd. Sainz to 5th. Verstappen looking to get by Perez for 6th. Now Verstappen into 6th, looking at Carlos Sainz. Verstappen made an aggressive move, and Malenko's in that queue now. Malenko to 9th with help from his teammate, dropping to the 20th position as a result of spinning and pitting. Malenko to 9th, tailing Kevin Magnussen, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, and Carlos Sainz queued up. As nighttime falls here on the Yas Marina circuit, Carlos Sainz heads his queue here in 5th. Hamilton 4 seconds on Sebastian Vettel. Bottas long clear of Leclerc for 3rd. Sainz under heavy attack from Max Verstappen. 5 cars nose to tail. 5 different cars: McLaren, Red Bull, Racing Point, Haas, and Renault. Here we go. Everybody's gonna have DRS on Carlos Sainz, and Sainz under heavy attack from the Red Bull now, defending against Verstappen. Here comes Perez. Verstappen easily clears Sainz. Everybody still nose to tail. Here we go once more. The wings open now on Sainz and Perez and Magnussen and Malenko. Norris and Grosjean going at it for 12. Leclerc and Bottas once again. Leclerc fighting hard. Leclerc gets beat out by Bottas once again, as Bottas had the preferred line through turn 13 or 14. 15, 16, and 17 all go to Bottas. Here comes Sainz to pit, followed by Perez. This is the first move of pit stops. Pierre Gasly pits. So next time around, we expect their counterparts to be on pit lane along with a few others. And Malenko with trouble. Losing part of the front wing. Lost a lot of time there. And now trying to fend off Daniel Kvyat. not going the way Malenko anticipated. And Kvyat gets by Malenko with the DRS. So Malenko back to 9 foot heavy front wing damage. He should be pitting this time by. Albon looking to get the position now. Malenko definitely has his work cut out for him. Goes wide and Albon goes by. Hamilton to pit lane. Vettel to pit lane. Bottas will stay out. Go once more. Leclerc as well. Malenko down to 11. Verstappen to pit lane. We expect Kevin Magnussen in as well. And a caution in sector 3. Malenko's out. And Romain Grosjean. And the virtual safety car is deployed. Giovinazzi with 5-second time penalty. Huge accident there. Huge accident out of turn 19. We did not keep our eyes on it, so we can't comment on that. But Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Raikkonen, and Marko to pit lane now. So Valtteri Bottas leads under the VSC. Leclerc second, Magnussen third, Kvyat fourth, Hamilton came out of pit lane in fifth, Vettel sixth, Albon seventh, Giovinazzi eighth, Stroll ninth, Kubica 10th, Verstappen 11th, Sainz 12th, and the green flag back in the air. Perez 13th, Norris 14th, Russell, Gasly, Raikkonen, and Marko.
What happened, Mel?
When I got wrecked by Vettel, I had a yellow wing the whole time. I went through the carousel, hit a curb on the exit. Fun.
Save the clip.
What did you say?
Could you save the clip?
I didn't save the clip. I would have saved the clip on up there.
And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything from P18. I think everybody's pitted.
So here comes Bottas to pit lane. No, he goes once more. Leclerc stays out. No, Leclerc comes to pit lane. On
so
Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen stays out once more. Kvyat on the mediums. We expect him to stay out. Hamilton, though, attacking hard on Vittorio Rosso. Leclerc down and away. Vettel in fifth now. Hamilton overtakes Kvyat. Vettel on the aggressive. Giovinazzi in the pit lane. And he had a 5-second time penalty, so he will be held. And there goes Giovinazzi serving his penalty. Bottas still heads the field. Kevin Magnussen second. Hamilton third, and Vettel now fourth. Vettel looking to close the gap to Hamilton. He has done so successfully through pit stops. And the old battles between Hamilton and Vettel become a reality once more. That's the provisional lead. Bottas heading the charge 7.5 seconds ahead of Magnussen. Vettel trying to close the gap to Lewis Hamilton to be under a second back and grab DRS. Kvyat, Albon, Kubica, and Stroll on the same strategy, and a huge gaggle of cars here. And Kubica trying to clear Stroll for 7, so Kubica 7, Stroll 8, Verstappen 9, Sainz 10th, Leclerc 11, Perez 12th, and Norris 13th, all queued up. All behind the Williams of Robert Kubica. Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap. Here comes Kvyat to the pit lane. A 1:59.678 on the soft tire for Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton to second on Kevin Magnussen. Vettel looking to do the same. Albon to fifth. Here comes Kubica and Stroll. Vettel gets around Kevin Magnussen now, and Vettel setting his sights on Lewis Hamilton, trying to stay in touch. It's a second and a half between Hamilton and Vettel. Vettel trying to close that half second. Marco to 15th over Stroll. Marco has his work cut out for him, but points is still an option for that Renault. 20 seconds in front of him.
Oh, fuck you, Stroll, if you're gonna hit me.
And here goes Valtteri Bottas to the pit lane. Surrenders the race lead to Lewis Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel follows suit. Magnussen to the pit lane and hit Hamilton with the fastest lap. A 1:59.580 on the soft tire for Hamilton. Albon comes in. Verstappen looks to stay out, but he is 15 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen to 4th, Sainz to 5th, Leclerc 6th, Perez 7th, Norris 8th, Gasly 9th, Russell to 10th. How about that for George Russell? Bottas comes out in 4th. Now we're joined by Malenko after the accident out at turn 19. Malenko, what happened and how did Romain Grosjean get involved?
Romain Grosjean was involved?
One of the Haas cars were.
Romain Grosjean and you wrecked in the same corner.
Well, I don't know about Romain Grosjean, but early on when I wrecked with Vettel, it gave me a yellow wing. Caught up to the pack.
Did you just get tight through turn 19?
Was trying to get past Magnussen in the carousel, and when I did that, I hit the curb just spun me out, hit the wall, had a red wing. It was going all the way to the turn I wrecked out, whatever turn that is. It just wouldn't turn.
So you got, you had no front downforce in it enough to turn through 19?
I couldn't do it. Then I hit the wall right there, ripped off the tire, and someone obliterated me from behind also.
I assumed that would be Romain Grosjean. Alright, well, thanks. Do you know if you'll be able to bounce back from an accident like this, even if Hamilton wins, or is it fading away?
There's the championship over.
Championship over, 7 races out from the Renault Malenko.
Yeah.
So heading into this race, Hamilton had a 50-point lead over Malenko, and if Hamilton is to win this race, that would be a 75-point lead over Malenko. Verstappen right now in 3rd will definitely overtake the 2nd position. Marco right now not in the points, but trying to get to them. Marco is 16 seconds back of points right now. He's gained 4 seconds from the last time we've checked. And Leclerc tied with Marco right now in 5th. He would not overtake Malenko, but he would be 8 points behind Malenko in that Ferrari at the moment. Vettel trying to at least help the Renault's cause a little bit and try to chase down Lewis Hamilton, but Hamilton looks to just be too fast even for the Ferrari. Vettel was right on Hamilton's tail with pit stops and is losing time since as he crossed for lap 14 of 28. Next time around will be halfway through the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here at the Yas Marina Circuit. We go through a race rundown. Lewis Hamilton has a 3-second lead over Sebastian Vettel. They are both on 5-lap-old soft tires. We venture back later in the day. 16.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton is Max Verstappen on the same tires. Valtteri Bottas on 2-lap-old mediums, 17 seconds back, and looks to be on the aggressive, look for a way around Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc sat in the 5th position, 19 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton on 4-lap old softs. Carlos Sainz in the 6th position on 6-lap old mediums, 19.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton. Sergio Perez 23 seconds back and on 6-lap old mediums. Lando Norris and Valtteri Bottas going for the 3rd position. He goes around Max Verstappen. Leclerc under attack from Sainz. This is for 5th. Magnussen and Russell going at it for 10th. Perez and Norris going at it for 7th. Battles up and down the running order. Bottas to 3rd. Sainz to 5th. Norris trying to hold on to 7th. Here comes Perez to the inside of Norris. Gasly is there as well. Gasly makes it a double loss for Lando Norris. No, Norris fights back. Gasly trying to clear Norris. Still side by side through 12. Gasly shoves Norris out wide. And now Norris loses the position to Gasly. And Magnussen to 10th over George Russell.
What'd you say?
So the chicane is ass. I feel like that's why I lose the most time.
So halfway through the race now, Hamilton, like we said, has a 3.2-second lead over Vettel. Nearly 17 seconds over Bottas and Verstappen, nose to tail. 20 seconds back of Hamilton is Leclerc. Then Sainz. Perez is on 7-lap old mediums in 7th. Gasly in 8th. 24 seconds off of Hamilton in the same boat as Perez, 7-lap old mediums. Norris in 9th, 25.5 seconds back with 6-lap old softs. Magnussen in 10th, 3-lap old mediums. George Russell, 11th, 27.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton with 6-lap old softs. Daniel Kvyat in 12th, 32 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton, 4-lap old mediums. Alexander Albon, 13th, 33.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton on 3-lap old mediums. Kimi Räikkönen sat 14th with 6-lap old softs, 34.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton. Marco sat 15th with 6 old mediums, 41.25 second back behind Lewis Hamilton. Lance Stroll nearly 45 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton on 4-lap mediums. Antonio Giovinazzi 48.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton, 5-lap old softs. And Robert Kubica 50.5 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton, 4-lap old softs. Malenko and Romain Grosjean DNF. So starting lap 16 to 28 now, Hamilton 3.5 seconds over Sebastian Vettel. They still have to make one more stop because they have not changed to their one extra dry compound that every driver is required to switch to through this race. So Lewis Hamilton's only threat at this win is if Vettel tries the undercut on Lewis Hamilton. They both most likely will be pitting in the time being for in the future, in the coming future for mediums. And they will try to go about 10 laps on those mediums. Does Vettel pit a lap before and try to close that gap and then try to fend off Lewis Hamilton? 3.5 seconds is the gap. Can it be done? Verstappen and Bottas going toe-to-toe once again. Bottas, for the moment, fends off Verstappen. Gasly going at it for 7th on Sergio Perez. They're going toe-to-toe through the chicane. Verstappen with the DRS on Bottas, looking to the outside. This is for 3rd. Verstappen around the outside. Can't get there. Fighting back through the 2nd corner. Bottas fights back on the inside. They're still side by side. Verstappen trying to clear Bottas. They're still side by side through 12. Through 13, now 15, the right-hander. Do turn 16 into the hotel section. Bottas clears Verstappen. Perez out in front of Gasly. And Albon and Kvyat, the teammates of Toro Rosso, going at it for 12th. Kvyat trying to clear Albon into the hotel section we go. They're still side by side into turn 17. Albon trying to clear Kvyat. Kvyat fights back. Turn 18, they're still side by side. Albon fights back through turn 19. They're still side by side. Albon with the gas on the exit tries to clear Kvyat through turn 20. Albon finally clears Kvyat. Insane racing there between the Toro Rossos. Marco now is 14 seconds back of points. And a caution in Sector 2. Max Verstappen has a problem. A DNF for Max Verstappen in the time coming.
Please get a safety here.
Or is he's riding 70 miles per hour. Oh, now he pulls off. Max Verstappen has pulled off to the side and he is out. So that helps Marco's cause now. That puts him 10 seconds back of a potential points paying position. And that is our third DNF of the race. And Hamilton and Vettel, they're in. It's time to go. Pit stop wars. Here we go. The Mercedes is in. Do they have to wait for Vettel? They do have to wait for Vettel to get in. So Vettel switches tires and he's down and away. So that's going to help Vettel's cause. Oh my God, this is going to be great. They're going to be racing on the pit exit here. Sainz and Perez are in as well. Hamilton comes out. He will be looking for a way around Charles Leclerc. Sainz, Perez, Russell, and Raikkonen all pit. Hamilton, Vettel, they pit for mediums. And around goes Markle. He was about to make the comeback for points paying position and he went around, most like in a virtual safety car for that. A lot of incidents here in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it's coming down to our second virtual safety car, and next time around will be 10 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas heads the charge in his way to turn 15. The virtual safety car deployed here. Bottas, Leclerc, they have yet to pit. Hamilton, Vettel, they have pitted. Gasly, Norris, Magnussen, Albon, Kvyat, they have yet to pit. That is 5th through 9. Sainz, Perez, they have pitted. They're 10th and 11th. Stroll, Markle, they have not pitted. They're 12th and 13th. And the VSC has been ended. Russell, 14th, he has pitted. Giovinazzi, 15th, he has yet to pit. Raikkonen, 16th, he has pitted. And Kubica, 17th, he has yet to pit. Leclerc to pit lane now with Gasly and Norris. Vettel on the aggressive, but he's still over 2 seconds back of Lewis Hamilton. Chances of winning this Grand Prix are lesser and lesser for Sebastian Vettel. Giovinazzi's in. If I'm not mistaken, Giovinazzi will fit a set of mediums. And there you go. Everybody in the field is on a set of mediums of various ages. Most likely Bottas, Magnussen, Albon, Kvyat, and Markle will pit for softs. And Kubica. Gap is still 2 seconds between Hamilton and Vettel. Vettel's got to get on it. And a caution in Sector 2. That's Markle again, and heavy damage. I don't know how he spins in a straight line.
That's Russell.
maybe gets turned by George Russell, and Lewis Hamilton with the fastest lap, a 1:59.216. Still caution in sector 2 and 3. And that has finally been lifted. Marco's race has gone from bad to worse. He's still 10 seconds out of points, but now has a damaged front wing and still has yet to pit. Lewis Hamilton on the aggressive, maybe trying to overtake his teammate before he even pits. And here comes Russell and Markle to the pit lane now. Russell has to pit for wing damage. Most likely making contact with the Renault. Markle has no front wing, has to replace that entirely. And George Russell does as well.
That's a no shit race. Overall.
Coming around to 8 laps remaining in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas leads, but only has a second over Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton has 6 lap pressure tires. Vettel on the charge as well, 3.5 seconds back of Bottas.
Oh.
Hamilton on the aggressive. Closing up on Valtteri Bottas. Vettel does not need Hamilton to get DRS. Albon to pit lane now. And Hamilton will catch Bottas at a point where he can't take advantage of it. Vettel has got to get on it now. Hamilton around the outside of Valtteri Bottas, and Bottas makes it easy for teammate Lewis Hamilton, but does he fight back? Hamilton easily gaps Bottas. Bottas with the DRS though. Can he close the gap to Hamilton? He does, but will he be able to make a pass back? He looks to the outside, but it wasn't enough. Hamilton with the exit. And that may just be enough for Lewis Hamilton to gap 2.8 seconds between himself and Sebastian Vettel. Bottas will pit in the coming laps. Albon has fitted a set of softs along with George Russell. Markle did not fit a set of softs.
Happening.
Valtteri Bottas goes out one more. Maybe potentially allowing Sebastian Vettel to catch Bottas, and Bottas can make life hard for Sebastian. Because Bottas has fallen out the 1 second range of teammate Lewis Hamilton now. Daniel Kvyat into the pit lane on his 10 lap on mediums. Do we expect Stroll in as well? Stroll does come in. They will probably be fitting sets of softs. Kvyat does fit a set of softs. Stroll is in. And possibly Robert Kubica is in. Stroll fits a set of softs. Kubica in. And he most likely will also be fitting a set of softs. He does. Softs for Kubica. And Tyler Markle with the fastest lap, a 1:38.682, but it means nothing if he can't get into the top 10. Pierre Gasly, the 7th over Sergio Perez. Perez fighting back hard now. Perez with the DRS and looking to the inside of Gasly now. And Perez clears Gasly once more. Perez to 7th. Bottas, Magnussen to pit on this lap, more than likely. Bottas, no, he goes around once more. And now Vettel on the aggressive. He's got to find a way around Bottas. Now this can either go one or two ways. This can help Vettel or this could hurt Vettel. Vettel right now following Bottas into turn 2 and 3 now. Into turn 4 and on the way to the chicane of turn 5. He does not want to be held up by Bottas. He just wants to grab the DRS and get on with it. As Bottas maybe help Vettel. Here we go to turn 7. Vettel did not get held up by Bottas, and he will have DRS and a 3-second time penalty for Marco. And he's done. So Hamilton ends up winning the race. Vettel second, Bottas third. Did Bottas go to the end on his tires? So Hamilton with that win is now 75 points ahead of Malenko. And a healthy lead. Vettel takes second and Bottas third in the Grand Prix. Leclerc, if he finished near the front, did not take over a position. Verstappen did DNF, so Verstappen will stay behind Malenko as well. No points gained, no points lost.
Yeah,
So now,
hey, at least I can win the next one.
Hamilton with a 75-point lead over Malenko. An 83-point lead over Verstappen. And an 89-point lead over Leclerc. A 101-point lead over Markle. Constructors, it is a massacre. Mercedes has a 62-point lead over Renault. And Hamilton did not take home the fastest lap. Markle did save the fastest lap from Lewis Hamilton. And it's now a 3 Grand Prix lead that Lewis Hamilton has heading into 7 races remaining. Hamilton needs to have issues throughout the rest of the season if these Renaults are going to have any chance at the championship. If not, Hamilton looks to lock it up 3 races from the end of the season. So find out next time when we go to Austria what happens.